So what's the momentum like for this team going into this weekend, and just where players been at mentally in preparation for this?
Yeah, I mean, we're coming off a 10-game road trip where we've basically gone as far west as you can possibly go in women's hockey and as far east as you can go. So I think really the motivation for the girls is just being able to play at home. Obviously this is a league weekend, and so points are on the line. But I think we know what kind of our, team RIT is and what they bring to the table. So it's going to be a hard-fought battle. But I think we're just excited to play at home. Hopefully the band will be there, and we'll have some excitement there. But I know the girls are excited to be home and prepping for a home weekend.
There was a 10-game road trip. Was there ever a point, maybe game 7, game 8, where you kind of look at the schedule and you're like, still doing this,
Yeah, no, I think there definitely was, and we tried our best not to play into that and use it as an excuse, but in reality, you kind of have to embrace where you're at, and we did end up talking about it before the last weekend here, saying you're basically 8/10 of the way through it, and we actually got to the point where going into the third period, we said we're 99% of the way through this trip. Let's just finish out this third period on Saturday. So it definitely took its toll on the girls, but they did an excellent job. We're super proud of them, and to come out with a 7-1-2 record on a 10-game road trip, that's pretty impressive, and we're really proud of them. Yeah.
And do road trips early in the season help teams mentally later on when you fall into more of a groove?
Sure. I mean, I think obviously we had 8 new players this year, so to get on the road, it helps with that team camaraderie and getting to know each other and all that. We might have had a home weekend in there to help, but it would have been nice. But at the same time, getting on the road and going through all that stuff, when you get into playoff time, we can fall back on some of the stuff we learned, with the adversity and going through that stuff. So it's been a really good test for them. They passed with flying colors, and now we get to play at home a little bit.
You had mentioned 8 new players on the team this year. Of course, you finished that trip 7-1-2. Those 8 new players going on this long of a trip, how does that build the chemistry on the team, especially coming in just basically fresh in this team?
Yeah, I mean, I think you spend a lot of time together in the airports. I mean, we had a few delays where we didn't get home till 5 in the morning, and that only helps build that kind of stuff, because they're spending a lot of time together. They're going through the ups and downs, and other than Sarah LeCavalier, who's a transfer, all of them are freshmen, so they're kind of the grind of a college athlete and a college student. They passed, like I said, passed that with flying colors, and they did an excellent job handling their social lives and handling their school life, as well as their hockey life, obviously. So, I think now that it's done, it's easy to look back and say, yeah, that really, really helped us. When we were going through it, it would have been, like I said, it would have been nice to be at home. But now that it's finished, they did an excellent job, and we're super proud of them.
You had a lot of talk about that front 6, your top 6, but looking at that back on the defender side, you got a lot of points coming from the back end. What does that have to do with your balance going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can kind of look back on it in the history of our program. The last 4 or 5 years, we've really counted on our defense to kind of provide that little kick in the butt, kind of from the back end, and they've done a really, really nice job of contributing. We focus heavily defensively, that we want them to be good defensive defensemen first, but anything that they can kind of pop in and do to help on the offensive side is great. And I think 3 or 4 of our defensemen are in the top 10 in scoring for us, and I know they're doing very well nationally and in the league as well. So it's definitely nice to, when you have a couple forward lines that can put the puck in the net, to add in that back end help. It only makes us a little bit tougher to play against.
Looking at Pittsburgh hockey, especially women's hockey in the area, the Pens Elite, for instance, just won a tournament.
Yep.
When it comes to recruiting locally, how does it help having the game growing in a competitive way locally?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think one of our goals is to keep the best Pittsburgh kids in Pittsburgh, and we've been able to do that throughout the past couple of years. And the grassroots level of hockey, I think you kind of saw it, back in the 90s with the Lemieux thing, and then when Crosby came in 2004, that helped hockey in general in Pittsburgh, and definitely the girls' side as well. And now with Robert Morris being successful as long as we have the last few years, you're starting to see those kids that came to games in the late 2000s, 2010, 2011, when we started having success, and having Bree being in the Olympics twice also helps. So those girls have people to look up to, and I think that helps a lot. And it's funny because now when you talk with different people in the Pittsburgh hockey community, they talk about how they grew up watching Robert Morris play hockey, and that's why they're into it. So, that's something that our girls do a really nice job of, getting out in the community, helping out with those teams. We have, I think, 2 or 3 former players that are coaching in that Pittsburgh Pens organization as well. So, and they do an excellent job in kind of growing the game that way. So, it's extremely important for Robert Morris to have the grassroots level be as strong as it is here in Pittsburgh.
And then with professional hockey also being a possibility for postgraduates, Does that also help the team when it comes to knowing that maybe after senior year it isn't over, or that they don't have to maybe like the only option is coaching afterwards, but they can continue to play?
Yeah, I think that helps a lot. In the past, it's basically been if you're on the national team, that's the only way that you can really continue to play hockey unless you're willing to go over and overseas and play. So having the addition of the NWHL and the CWHL as well gives the girls something to look forward to after if they want to continue to play. Obviously, it's still growing, and it's not to a point where they can just have that as their only job, but it is a nice little supplementary income that they can have, and to continue to play the game. We've had a ton of success in the pro ranks with all of our former players that played in Buffalo for the Buffalo Buttes and won a championship last year, and we have a few more playing there this year as well. And I think that's extremely important for girls to have something to look forward to past college, and it's just continuing to grow. And I hope the league continues to be successful because we do personally have a pretty good pipeline with the Buttes in Buffalo, and we have some players that are going to be able to play after school if they want to. So I think that's really important.
And then lastly, last year Jessica Dodge was the main goalkeeper for you guys. Obviously she graduated, and EJ's been seeing a lot of time in the net, but Bailey's also shown how she can perform last year and even some games this year. Can you talk about how nice it is to have, and how EJ stepped up, and also how nice it is to have multiple goalkeepers in each team?
Yeah, it's definitely huge to have two goalies, three goalies really, but two goalies that have had some experience and have proven that they can do it at this level. And with EJ stepping in, this is their first kind of year where she's really gotten a chance to be the starter. And we've had confidence in her from day one since she got to school that she could do this when her time came. And as a true professional that she is, she really said, "I'm going to do my work, and when I get my chance, she's going to be ready for it." And she's done an excellent job with that. And Lauren's working extremely hard in practice and continuing to grow her game as well. So when she gets her chance again to get in the net, she's going to do an excellent job too. So to have confidence in those goalies to be able to put whoever in the net at any given time to win, that's huge, because a lot of teams would kill to have the three goalies that we have, and so we're very, very lucky.